This is CBS 4 News at noon.
There's a bell. First at noon, back to school in Miami-Dade. The first day of virtual learning getting off to a shaky start for many. Good afternoon. I'm Maribel Rodriguez. Some students were unable to access the online learning system. Others had no issues. CBS 4's Joan Murray is live at Michael C. Kropp Senior High School in Northeast Miami-Dade with the latest. So, Joan, do they have any idea what the problem is?
They are trying to figure it out, Maribel. It was not smooth sailing. Now, as we know, Broward schools have been in about a week and a half. Miami-Dade delayed the opening because of the spike in coronavirus cases. But like it or not, things are underway. The superintendent said they are looking to work out the glitches right now.
It's online all the time. Miami-Dade students went back to virtual school Monday, learning from home, a delayed reopening because of the coronavirus pandemic. Mariana Dubinsky said it was a rough start for her two daughters, 9-year-old Diana and 7-year-old Audrey.
We're supposed to use the new software, and it's not working. The live sessions are not showing up, so we got a phone call and we got emails from the principal and the teacher. So now we're going to be going back to Zoom. They're saying it's for the first day because they're having technical issues. Of course, that makes us a little bit cautious of like, oh no, can't believe this is happening again. But you know, hopefully they're going to iron this out.
Math teacher Travis Duckworth is teaching his third graders from home. He says it's difficult navigating this new normal.
For them to get our attention as a teacher, I have to be able to navigate through my Zoom and frequently and be able to monitor all students' faces. You just have to have different techniques and different strategies to keep the students engaged in for them to be able to get your attention. Continue using your attention getters, clap it up. I have a flashlight signal for them to get my attention. There are various ways for to keep them engaged and for them to get your attention.
The superintendent said there were some glitches, but they are working on fixing them.
We're hoping to have it fully operational in a matter of maybe a half hour to an hour. However, as a system, we will be publishing via all means an alternate access for students and teachers. And then
So a steep learning curve trying to get all these internet issues resolved. As we saw in Broward County, it took them some time to get everything operating smoothly. Now, the superintendent was also asked about the return to in-class learning and actual return to the classroom. He said that optimistically, the soonest it would happen would be the end of September. Over the next couple of weeks, they will be analyzing the numbers, the virus numbers, and how things are going, and make a determination. He says he'll put forth a recommendation over the next couple of weeks. In Miami, Joan Murray, CBS 4 News.
Joan, thank you for that live update. And now a big day in the road to reopening for restaurants and customers in Miami-Dade County. It's the return of indoor dining with restrictions. This is a day restaurant owners have been waiting for, many struggling with the money they were making from outdoor dining and takeout. A number of restaurants have already been forced to close their doors. One that nearly shut down for good is Rio Cristal. CBS 4's Peter Dench is live at the landmark Cuban restaurant in Westchester with more. Peter.
Well, Maribel, the iconic Rio Cristal restaurant right here, which has been here on Bird Road for 46 years, was going to shut down officially today because of problems due to the coronavirus, but that's not going to happen because of a surge in customers. Now, for the first time since early July, like other Miami-Dade restaurants, it's going to be able to reopen to indoor dining. It was a day that Jan Kershoff had been waiting for at the Deli Lane Cafe and Sunset Tavern in South Miami.
You're extremely happy that we finally got back here. It is a little questionable about how everything was handled in terms of restaurants being singled out as being unsafe indoors. But we're ready to move on, like I think most people are, and we've done our best to keep everyone safe.
Miami-Dade restaurants are reopening at 50% capacity with no more than 6 people to a table, with air conditioning on and doors and windows wide open.
Everyone else hoping that this sticks and that we're not a month from now back from where we started again. So I think everybody, especially in the restaurant business, is very cognizant of what it takes to keep people safe, and they want to stay open.
For owners, it has not been easy.
So this has been a devastating blow to the industry. I don't think there is a single industry nationwide or even worldwide that didn't take as big a hit.
At Coral Bagels in Miami, owner Miriam Angulo says she too is optimistic.
I'm super excited. I'm here waiting for our customers to come back, and we hope we can start their days off with a good cup of coffee and a nice breakfast so that they can have a fulfilled day.
How hard has this been for you?
It's been very difficult. The 2 closures really have hurt us.
Customers at Versailles Cafe have the option of dining outside, but many prefer to be indoors.
Indoor is good. It's very good. You have aircon, more comfortable. It's too hot here in Miami, so.
Now, Miami-Dade restaurant customers will still have to wear masks like these while being at the restaurant unless they are dining or drinking. The restaurants will also have to abide by the county's 10 p.m. curfew, but that could change after Labor Day. We're live in West Miami-Dade. Peter Dench, CBS 4 News. Maribel?
All right, Peter, thank you. Also reopening today in Miami-Dade, casinos, and just like restaurants, casinos in the county will only allow 50% capacity, and customers must wear masks while gambling. People will also not be allowed to eat or drink while sitting at slot machines or gambling tables. Now to the coronavirus pandemic. The state of Florida reports the lowest number of coronavirus cases we've seen since June. Take a look at what the Florida Department of Health is reporting today. 1,800 new cases of coronavirus in the state. There were also 68 more deaths reported. Miami-Dade saw more than 350 cases reported, 34 deaths. Broward, 171 cases and 1 new death. In Monroe, 7 new cases and no new deaths. A Liberty City man is homeless and staying in a hotel after the city of Miami demolished his home. A 2-bedroom house used to stand along Northwest 10th Avenue and 45th Street. Now it's only the debris left from last week's demolition. The city of Miami said the property was labeled unsafe in July of 2019 after several code violations were found. They also say multiple attempts were made to contact the property owner with no answer. The city didn't know 70-year-old Michael Hamilton was living there until the demolition company showed up. He was then asked to leave. Neighbors launched a Facebook donation drive to fund a hotel stay for Hamilton and raise $3,000. The city of Miami issued a statement saying in part, quote, several attempts were made to contact the property owner during the last 13 months to no avail. Due to the current and uninhabitable conditions of the property, a demolition was scheduled this week. The city of Miami takes the safety of its residents very seriously, and for that reason, the Department of Human Services is working diligently to relocate the resident to a hotel. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue says a lightning strike caused a house fire in Miami Gardens Sunday night. The department responded to a house along Northwest 188th Street and 39th Avenue just after 7 o'clock. Multiple Miami-Dade fire crews were needed to extinguish the fire that started in the attic.
I smelled it, and I came out and I saw the smoke coming, and that's when I immediately ran to call fire. And she said that there was it's been a response to that call. Other people have called already.
A Miami-Dade firefighter said the house was abandoned and no one was hurt. Still ahead on CBS 4 News at noon, Oregon State Police will return to Portland following a deadly shooting that sparked the latest round of protests there. We'll have the latest. A 3-year-old girl goes for a wild ride in a bizarre accident involving a kite. We'll have the incredible video. And a safer ride as a Japanese company shows off its first flying automobile when cars fly later at noon.
All right, South Florida, it is bright and sunny out there and very warm. Temperatures right now actually in the upper 80s across the area or the low 90s. I'm going to have your full forecast coming up. CBS 4 News at noon. We'll be right back.
Now at noon, there were new clashes in Portland overnight, sparked by a caravan of Trump supporters waving flags, which arrived in the city over the weekend. While in Kenosha, Wisconsin, the latest demonstrations have been largely peaceful. These were the tense scenes in Portland Saturday night as a pro-Trump caravan of about 600 drove into the city and clashed with protesters calling for an end to racial injustice and even pepper spraying BLM supporters. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler denounced the violence in the city and cast blame on President Trump for spreading a message of hatred.
You've tried to divide us more than any other figure in modern history, and now you want me to stop the violence that you helped create.
And in Kenosha, the protests have been largely peaceful over the last several days. About 1,000 people marched with Jacob Blake's family Saturday, calling for violence to end and for the officers involved to face discipline. President Trump might be considering new steps to stop violent protesters, but Joe Biden is accusing the president of fueling the violence. CBS 4's Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
The Trump administration says all options are on the table to stop violent protests around the country. At a campaign rally on Friday, the president again suggested he'll even look at the Insurrection Act, which would allow him to deploy the military.
I have been in a number of decisions and a number of meetings where we have addressed and talked about the violence that's going on in a number of cities around this country, including Portland, but also Wisconsin, Chicago, Atlanta, and other cities.
Acting Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf and Attorney General William Barr are scheduled to meet with the president this afternoon. The president sent a flurry of tweets over the weekend blaming the violence on Democratic leaders and praising the pro-Trump caravan of protesters in Portland as, quote, great patriots. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden responded in a statement saying it's not a peaceful protest when you go out spoiling for a fight. What does President Trump think will happen when he continues to insist on fanning the flames of hate and division in our society and using the politics of fear to whip up his supporters? The president is planning to visit Kenosha, Wisconsin tomorrow, another city racked by protests after a police officer shot Jacob Blake 7 times in the back. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers sent this letter to the president asking him not to come, writing, I am concerned your presence will only hinder our healing and delay our work to overcome division and move forward together. The White House says they've heard from people in Kenosha who want the president to visit to show support for local law enforcement and businesses that have been vandalized. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany says the White House has tried to contact Jacob Blake's family, the man shot in Kenosha, but they have been unable to reach them. A historic day in Israel as the first ever commercial flight departed from Tel Aviv to Abu Dhabi, the UAE capital. President Trump's son-in-law and senior advisor Jared Kushner led a U.S. delegation on that flight. Kushner's trip to the Middle East is in part an effort to convince Arab leaders to attend a White House signing ceremony for the normalization deal. Now to an update on a damaged water main in Fort Lauderdale. Water service was turned back on yesterday, but a boil water advisory is still in effect, and that's for the areas on A1A between Las Olas Boulevard and Hollywood Drive that's shown on that map. The advisory will remain in place until they pass 2 consecutive days of clean water tests. The city expects those results to come back tomorrow. All right, Jen, it is August 31st. That's it. August is over. The heat still here.
Yep, exactly. And you know what, Maribel? Fall begins September 22nd. Can you believe that? Well, obviously here in South Florida, we don't start feeling fall-like temperatures until late October into early November. But it's good to know that fall is approaching, and hopefully we get closer and closer to some relief from this heat. But it is bright and sunny right now, right along the East Coast and downtown Miami, as you can see in live view. Now, the normal temperature as far as the high today, it's 90 degrees. By the way, the normal low 77. We did start off at 79 degrees, so we got close to that normal low this morning. Right now, temperatures at 89 degrees in Miami. Basically, it's the upper 80s or the low 90s we still have time to heat things up, especially with the wind out of the south and southwest. And that wind is light right now, calm in Homestead, in fact, but the flow still remains out of the southwest. And so right now we're seeing those showers and thunderstorms developing well to the west of us. In fact, even over the Everglades, they're going to be tracking on eastward rather slowly. So there is one little group of showers and thunderstorms starting to line up what looks to be that sea breeze right over Weston and Southwest ranches. So some heavy rainfall starting to begin. This is going to track very slowly over I-75 within the next hour. And then eventually, if it does expand, this is certainly going to bring some heavy rainfall through the rest of the afternoon. And that's what's expected as far as this forecast model. Even as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours, this is 7 p.m. Looks like we're going to be dealing with some heavy rainfall late in the day across Broward and even parts of Miami-Dade. Here's a look at these weather impact levels for today. Gusty winds cannot be ruled out. That is at a slight level, and flooding as well, especially in those areas that are prone to it. But certainly lightning will be the main impact, frequent lightning with these thunderstorms. Here's a look at satellite and radar. So we did have a lot of cloud cover this morning, but that broke apart. High pressure still in control over the Bahamas, providing for that flow out of the south and southwest today, targeting the east metro areas when it comes to the thunderstorm activity. But this is going to change by midweek. High pressure moves to the north. We're back into an Atlantic breeze, and so thunderstorms will push on inland. That's by Wednesday. Here's a look at the tropics. We have a few tropical waves. The one over the Atlantic, not a concern for us. This one over the Caribbean Sea, also not a concern for us. And two other waves out in the Atlantic will have a low chance for formation in the next couple of days. Highs today in the low 90s. We're going to keep it in the low 90s all week long.
Jen, thanks. Well, the Miami Heat will begin the Eastern Conference semifinals tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks. Miami's a week removed from sweeping the Indiana Pacers, a longer break than they expected. The Heat have had success against the Bucks this season, taking 2 of 3 games. This marks the second time these teams have faced off in the playoffs. The Heat are the betting underdog heading into the series, but Jimmy Butler says it's the perfect spot for this team to be in.
We know what we're capable of, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because we're the ones that's here. We're the one that's stuck in a hotel room. We're the one that's out here practicing. We're the one that got to go out there and compete. So you can pick and pretend like you know what's going to happen, but nobody does. We're the ones that control that.
Tip-off is set for 6:30 tonight from the NBA bubble in Orlando. Some sad news. Legendary basketball coach John Thompson died this morning. Thompson was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 1999. In his time at Georgetown, he coached a slew of NBA Hall of Famers, including the Heat's Alonzo Mourning. He was the first black coach to guide a team to a national title and is credited with opening the door for a generation of minority coaches. Coach John Thompson was 78. Here's what's coming up on New at 5. Think of your favorite band and imagine their biggest hit. Well, now imagine you never heard that song because the band never had a stage.